Welcome to Grimwood City, a place where the veil between the magical and the mundane is as thin as a whisper. 9 districts, each a realm of its own mystery and allure. From the bustling trade at Marble Rock Pier to the arcane secrets of Silkway, Grimwood City harbors both wonder and peril. Here, werewolves, vampires, and mystical beings walk hidden among the ironbound, the ordinary folk. The magical and the mortal coexist, bound by ancient secrets and unspoken truths. The ley lines, a web of arcane energy, converge here, weaving a spell that masks the extraordinary from human eyes. Beneath the city lies a forgotten realm where monsters of old stir in the shadows. Brave adventurers delve into the ancient depths, seeking forbidden knowledge and battling untold horrors. Choose your path in this hidden world. Be an assassin, hacker, holy warrior, priest, medium, wizard, or even a monster hunter. Embrace your true nature, whether it's as a cunning archling, a noble fae, a fierce war creature, a resilient human, or a deadly vampire. In Grimwood City, every shadow hides a tale. Every whisper holds a secret. Are you ready to uncover the truths and face the dangers of this enchanted metropolis? Join us on BackerKit to bring the mysteries of Grimwood City to life. Your adventure awaits.
Hello everyone, welcome to our weekly podcast that I completely forgot about until Mike messaged me about 20 minutes ago. This is Geekout. We basically talk a whole bunch of nerdy stuff and what's going on in the tabletop RPG system. There's a couple things that I know aren't listed on our list this week that I want to talk about too. But we'll get to that. Let's go ahead and first, Mike, how was your week?
It was good. It was good. It was the weekend was busy. Kids soccer games. My youngest son's birthday, and then a epic game of D&D with a bunch of preteens. That was a household of fun.
Were they murder hobos? Because when I was at my con the previous weekend, every preteen that I dealt with were murder hobos.
They talked about it a lot, but when it came down to it, no. But there were some really good personalities at the table as well that I think may have been the preventative measure that kept them from going there.
Okay.
But I was very thankful they weren't.
So, anything else exciting happen with you gaming-wise, or? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
With me, I have found 2 new players to join our Friday game. Rossi Boy from Twitch. If you guys don't follow him, go ahead and follow Rossi Boy because he is really awesome streamer. He's really nice. And then the other one is a new streamer who will get him up to affiliate quickly once he's ready. He's not quite ready yet, so I'm not going to shout him out yet, but we'll definitely get him shout out. His name's Bit, so we will get both of them into the fray pretty quickly, actually. I already have plans to get them into the fray quickly. Rossi Boy is playing a Fey rock-like creature who is going to kind of has like a half of his face is molten lava instead of rock, and he's playing a monster hunter, and the other one is playing a were-lion thief. I don't think I have a name for him yet, but he has been updating his character sheet, so it might be updated by now. So, we have a Wereline Thief and a Fey Monster Hunter joining the crowd. That being said, what else happened to me this week? I have joined a Thursday game. We're not streaming it, but I have joined a Thursday basic fantasy game, which I think is going to convert over to Dragonbane eventually. Once this arc is done, we'll be switching over to Dragonbane. And that's with Wes from DM Tales. So if you guys don't follow him on YouTube, you should. He does great reviews. Let's see. What else is going on with me? Besides my wonderful BackerKit that you guys should be taking a look at, if you haven't looked at it already, for my Grimwood City setting and system. That's pretty much it. For me, this weekend I do have regular D&D 5e in person. Haven't had that for a couple weeks, so that should be interesting. I'm playing a Rabbit Folk Paladin, so in that one. Yeah, alright. Okay, so our party is a Rabbit Folk Paladin, a Rogue Hippo, the hippos from the thing, and then we have a something weird too. What was she playing? I'm spacing on it now. But anyways, it was like hippo, rabbit, catfolk. And then we had like a normal elf, I think.
Are you a killer rabbit? Big pointy teeth?
Do a lot of damage. And I can hop around because of the rabbit's hop capability. I can get around the board pretty quickly. It's actually been insanely tough for the DM. I feel bad for her.
Just because of your mobility in heavy armor?
Well, that, and I'm a mid-maxer, so...
I thought that was natural for most players.
It's not. But I'm a min-maxer, and every time I hear somebody talk about how min-maxing is a bad thing and they're bad role players, I go, no, that's not the case. You can be a min-maxer and still be a good role player.
Yeah.
You just have to have reasons for why you're choosing what you're choosing.
Yeah. Build it into your backstory.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
That's what I do too. But I'm also, like I said, I'm a min-maxer. I will always be a min-maxer. I built a system so I could be a min-maxer in my system. The reason why I did not like EZD6 was I couldn't be a min-maxer, and it drove me crazy. And the reason why I'm a min-maxer is sometimes I don't like the dice deciding my fate. And if I min-max, I know that the dice are going to go a certain way, even if I go low.
Right.
So that's why I min-max. All right, let's start the show off. First and foremost, I guess we got to approach this topic, because it's all over the place and it's pretty big. Cynthia Williams from WotC, Wizard of the Coast, the CTO there, she is leaving the company. It sounds like it was her choice, but then you start looking at it and they have, like, she's leaving 2 days after, like, a sales announcement to the backers and stuff. It's like, is this her leaving on purpose, or is this the CEO of Hasbro going, I need to show that I'm going to fix this problem? We don't know. There's rumors both ways. But I didn't like her in Microsoft, and I didn't like her in WotC. But you have to, I mean, she's done some good. Don't get me wrong. Buying D&D Beyond was a good choice for the company. Personally, I don't think I liked it because D&D Beyond was much better before WotC got a hold of it. And as far as like other things that she did, I mean, she did some great things at WotC. There was a reason why it was the one thing that was saving Hasbro in her reign.
So it may have helped. I don't know her influence on all of the expansions over the last 2 years that have been part of Wizards of the Coast for Magic the Gathering.
She should have had a hand in all of it.
That's right, and that's my assumption. But that's one of those things that I would say needed to back off a little bit. It may have been useful from a financial standpoint, but from the consumer keep-up standpoint, it became ridiculous as far as the chasing of cards is concerned.
Right.
To that particular, and then what becomes, if you're an avid player, what is standard, what is legacy, with all those expansions coming out, because not each of those expansions counted as a full expansion.
Right.
So it didn't count against the standard play or other things, but
and like, I don't know, like, overall, did she help?
I'm going to assume most likely yes, from a forward progression and use of technology, which isn't inherently a benefit to the financial side.
Financially, I think she was a help to Hasbro. I don't think she was a help to the actual D&D system, because the OGL happened on her watch. You kind of have to... It happened on her watch.
Yeah.
You gotta take that into consideration when you talk about her reign at WotC. And unfortunately, it's a dark cloud over it. And she made some really bad choices at Xbox and Microsoft, in my opinion. That probably set them back for a couple of years. So, I don't know her personally, so I can't say if she's good or not, but there's a reason why she's leaving. And I don't think it's because she just wants to leave. I think it's a situation where they need to clean up some of this mess that they've been making for themselves. Yes, she was. She was the one that made the Xbox One looking like a VCR. How much say she had in that? I don't know, but she was technically CTO at the time, so when you're CTO, everything falls on you. Doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. You were in charge at that moment of time. So, I gotta fix that. It was ugly. The Xbox One was ugly. 100%.
I don't think the shape changed a lot between that and from the original all the way through the 360. It wasn't until the most recent ones where they were more rectangular and upright.
Well, I mean, just talking about video games itself, Microsoft is having trouble with their console. Sony's having trouble with their console. Like, they're not selling games. They're not, like, they're losing money. It's bleeding them dry type situation. I don't know, like... I don't know where console gaming's going to be in the next 10 years. They've got to do something dramatic to try to get people back into it. I mean, there's a lot of console gamers, don't get me wrong. But, like, even the Switch, though, their sales have not been where they were. Maybe it's just time for a new generation of consoles. The technology hasn't advanced enough for new consoles, in my opinion, but maybe it's just time for new consoles. I like the Switch personally. I think the Switch is a good console, but then again, it's got that hefty price like most Apple products. And I'm doing this because Deanne Tales is listening. It has that hefty price of, extra cost because it's a name brand. That being said, President Cynthia Williams resigns. There are people out there saying that they're happy about this. I think it leaves WotC in a place of... Oh, good. Jake is on my side.
Yeah, it does have a lot of versatility, Tails.
I love my Switch. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I wish I could had another Switch because my son kind of took over the Switch, and I haven't been able to play some of the games I've wanted to play because he's taken it over.
Every time you say Switch, I turn around and look for my mom because that's all a Switch was when I was a kid.
On that dark note, well, next thing that is on the list is Baldur's Gate 4 is happening, according to WotC. They're actually looking for a new partner right now to make Baldur's Gate 4 happen. Lorraine is out. They said they want nothing to do with Baldur's Gate 4. I think it's because they got a bad deal, but that's my opinion. It will be hard to... Won't know until it actually happens. And nobody's seeing my screen, I just realized. But yeah, so Baldur's Gate 4 is happening. Hasbro is looking for a new partner. They're basically looking at... There's rumors on the room, and it's all rumors, but there's rumors that they're looking to talk to the people who did the first two.
The original.
Yeah, the original group. And
or on console or on PC.
On PC. This is gonna drive me crazy, so I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing. That's
it is not Bethesda. My God, my brain is not working. Thanks for the lurk, AG. BioWare. So supposedly they're in talks with BioWare, which honestly EA could use the help. So, but again, we'll see. It's too early to say any with if ands or buts on that. The other thing that happened is the Vesna Eve of Ruin is about a month away, and WotC released a trailer. And it has the same voice. I haven't actually watched it. I'm not super thrilled about what they've said about Eve of Ruin for me to feel like I want to jump on that bandwagon. It starts at 10th level, goes to 20th.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed for it's a multiverse. They're trying to do Avengers in Dungeons and Dragons, and it will be fine, and I think it's going to be a good book. I just don't know if I'm going to play it. You being the D&D 5e person, I don't know if you have any interest in it.
Well, I read a lot, but I play a little. tons of systems, read over a lot of adventures and things, but I just have the time that I have to play is so small that it's easiest to play with family because we can do it on a whim. Hey, we have time. Let's go pull together. So that the opportunity to actually play it long duration campaigns, I do not have.
All right, I wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to try to fix something, so bear with me here. Bear with me here, chat. I got something I want to talk about, but I want to fix something real quick because it's driving me crazy. Copy link address, browser source. Okay, let's see if this works correctly now. Okay, DMTel says, why buy a 5e book at this point? Now, I know that 5e for DMTels is a wash because he likes playing it, but he doesn't like running it. That being said, that's why they're having so much problem selling books this year. Why bother? They're going to have a new system out next year. Yes, it's all going to be backwards compatible, but why bother? And that would be that's troublesome. Like, it's a big troublesome thing for WotC right now, and a lot of the loss that Cynthia Williams took this year, she's blaming on the new system and books not selling because people are waiting for the new system. And do you blame them? I mean, think about it. Like, yes, it's backwards compatible, but what's it going to change? You don't know. And I don't know. Are you having a seizure, DMTels? Do we need to call someone?
Ads.
Oh, ads. Oh. Ads. Yeah, so I do hate the ads. I wish I could get rid of them because they don't even make me that much money.
Let's see.
I should get you into one of my games. My long-term games there, Mike.
It's more having the time available. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are all kids things after school. And then Saturday is usually games, and Sunday is soccer games as well.
Even at
One
night?
day I will be able to get back to it. Yeah, so all that stuff is at night, usually goes until about 9:30 by the time we get back home. Kids starting to shuffle back off to get ready for bed, etc. Yeah. One day it will all end though, and I will be able to do those things that I want to do again.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry that you had so many ads, DMTales. So that's the main news. It's all WotC centered, pretty much. And that's what everybody's talking about. Nobody is talking about anything else.
Side conversation.
Talking about Foundry. I like Foundry. There's no way you're getting 5 more ads. Should be no more ads for you. Wait, is my stream looking weird for other people? Because it's looking weird for me.
No.
Okay.
That's not what I'm seeing.
Then it's just my browser. I don't care. Well, you're now a subscriber, so you should have no more ads. That being said, okay, so that's it for news. We don't have much more news that I can think of. Kickstarters. One thing that is coming up, it has 2 days left. If you guys are fans of OSR type games, you should be looking at Kern 2nd edition. We mentioned it once before, but I figured since it has 2 days left, we should mention it again. It's basically an OSR that uses torches and stuff in a unique way. Not really unique. Shadow Dark does it somewhat similar. But it's an interesting system. I think it's nice. It's not for me because I'm not big OSR person. OSR games are, well, Basic Fantasy is my first one, but, well, if you don't count actually OSR games, old school games, I'm more of a modern day player. I like modern day stuff. VTT system or an RPG system to you, Mike?
So I have not sat down to fully play with either one.
And
I
basically,
think I sat down at one point and started to play with World Anvil and pulling World Anvil into Foundry. But then it got back to we weren't not having consistent time and not having time, so I just set it to the side, frustrated and annoyed that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Not because the systems didn't work, because I didn't have time to sit down and pull it together. I would love to jump in. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Jake. That's why I said at some point I will be able to do the things that I want to do. But again, that's probably 5-ish years from now, or at least 3 to 4 years from now, before that's possible.
and DM tells, I don't know if I'll ever like OSR games. I'll enjoy playing with your group, but I'm not a big OSR type guy. The whole mechanics over story drives me crazy. And it's not necessarily every group, and I don't think your group's like this, but most OSR groups are all about the mechanics and not really focused on much of the story. In my experience. Again, my experience. It's only... So, yeah, most OS groups I've ever been in, and I use stuff like GURPS as OSR because it is kind of OSR-ish, but like until you get into like more modern day OSR type stuff, like back when I was playing 2nd edition, it was a lot of mechanical stuff that people focused on. Yeah, those guys are basically war gamers. I'll give you that. So Kern, it's OSR. It's looks good. Couple reviews on their Kickstarter. It's only got 2 days left, so might be something to back. It's looks good. Looks interesting. the next one is fairly. It has 20 hours to go left too, but we haven't talked about it. Um, that's just weird to be, since OSR groups I'm in complain that modern systems are way too about the mechanics. Isn't that funny? Because there's more mechanics in OSR systems than there are in modern day systems. So I find that interesting. Elder Mythos, a cosmic horror RPG, TTRPG. Think Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
There are. I mean, look at EZD6. That's a modern day RPG. Look at City of Mist. Also a modern day RPG. Both of them are very rules light. And then you have all of the Powered by the Apocalypse type stuff. All very rules light. I'm going to get in an argument with Wes here. I think we might need to get Wes on the show and we just have an argument about this. Those are OSR. Old school? Far from it. They use... Yeah, exactly. You just... what Jake said. Here. I think a number of modern systems are far more forgiving mechanically than OSR games. I think we're going to have to agree to disagree here on this one, Wes, because I think this is where me and you differ in RPGs. All right, going back to Mythos, Elder Mythos. It's basically Call of Cthulhu with a D6 system. I think is what I read. Now I'm questioning myself if I did read that correctly. No, it doesn't look like it's a D6 system. Yeah, 9D6 system. So it's a D6 system. So looks pretty. Looks good. I will agree that Pathfinder and 5e are very rules heavy. I also don't consider them modern gaming. I consider them actually old school because they're trying to emulate the old school feel. Because they both came from D&D, which is OSR in itself. I mean, 3rd edition, 2nd edition, those were the OSR rules. Oh, no, we're going to fight. I knew we were going to fight as soon as I said that. All right, I have to move to chat for this one. Because I fully disagree with you that Pathfinder and 5e are very much OSR. And if not, what do you feel an OSR is? Because... I mean, that's what an OSR is. I mean, OSRs are games that are basing themselves on old school roleplay. You wrote a post on it. I'll have to go back and read it. Do you have the link? We're link friendly here, so you should be able to post it if you do. Because I would like to read that. Because old school roleplay feels to me like saying, hey, we're trying to emulate the old school feel. Yes, we're using modern day mechanics, but we're still trying to find that old school feel, such as Shadow Dark and Basic Fantasy is a good one. All right. Let me bring this up here, because I have a feeling this is going to take over for a bit. If you don't follow Wes's stuff, you should. He is dmtales.com. He does some really good stuff. Alright, let's see. Old school Renaissance or old school rules. Many folks prefer the first two interpretations. I'm going to read this fully off camera, but just to the playstyle and not serve a particular set of rules. But that's what I'm saying. D&D 5e and Pathfinder both try to emulate that rule. They're less deadly. But here's a good example. Dungeon Crawler Classics. That is a very rules heavy system. It's all about looking up numbers, looking up charts. It's very rules heavy. And that's an OSR. But that's what a lot of OSRs do. They have a lot of like ascending armor class. They have, I mean, some of them still use THAC0. I can think of a couple that still try to use THAC0. Like, they're trying to get that old school feel. And yes, I agree that 5e and Pathfinder are kind of overblown as far as like power level wise, but they got there through the old school method. The reason why they got to where they are is because they iterated on the old school method. Again, you're going to have outliers. In both categories, you're going to have outliers. Modern day role-playing versus things. My personal opinion, the way I look at modern day role players, it's the ones that try to keep it simple and focus on role playing and not necessarily the mechanics. And I think Pathfinder and D&D have the problem of they have to kind of stick to what came before. And Pathfinder has to do it because they were based off 3E, so it was like, which I'm a min-maxer. You think I would like the OSRs a little bit more. Touche. I definitely say that. But I also wouldn't consider 5E or Pathfinder to be modern day games, because they use way too much old school mythology. Not even mythology. So like, I feel like they're just not like, they're trying to keep, that word. Methodology. Yep. I think, personally, I like playing OSRs. I do not like DMing OSRs. Because I'm a min-maxer, I like to have those rules to be there. I mean, even in Basic Fantasy, I was looking at it to try to figure out how to min-max, and there's very much ways to min-max in that game. The stream is frozen? Is it frozen for you?
No?
Alright, was for me for a moment, too, but it broke out of it. Is it still broken for you? Okay, so it caught up. I mean, very much so. Look at the character I created. I created a ranged character that is really good at range and not good at anything else. I've got to upgrade my internet. That's all it is to it. I'm going to talk to Melissa tonight because I didn't have this problem while I had good internet. Yes, min-maxers like me like too many rules. Ironically, I don't like too many rules, but I like enough rules so I can min and max. But I don't want too many rules to overpower combat. Like, I want combat quick. I just like having a halfling in the party. Well, I like being in the party. Going back, let's finish this up because we only have a few more and then we can talk all we want. King of Avalon RPG. You want to talk about Knight Avalon. Yes, Knight, an Avalon RPG. Basically a post-apocalyptic, futuristic knight in shining armor type game.
Arthurian.
Yeah. So, think sci-fi mixed with Arthurian type situations. Looks interesting. I got to do more research on it.
I won't lie. I was pretty quick to back it.
Yeah,
I like the idea. It's not that it's foreign, but it's enough
unique.
Conceptually, enough difference. Thank you that it's unique, and that I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Let's see where that goes and how that goes.
I think it's got a unique idea. Like, let's do our Arthurian, but in the future in a dystopian world. It works for me. Are you a Star Wars guy? Is the question.
Not really for RPGs, but that's mostly because I haven't read a lot about them.
Would a Star Wars Evil D&D campaign maybe interest you?
I could see jumping into something like that.
And welcome, Duncan Stamp. I don't think you've ever chatted with us before. I'm not getting a notification. Yeah, first time chatter. Welcome. Welcome to the party.
Yes, you're so true, Wes. So many.
There are so many good Kickstarters right now. Hence the reason why I pushed mine back. I was like, screw this. I'm not competing with this. Ideal. You look like an ideal Dark Emperor.
So in every movie, I'll be honest, in most movies, my favorite character tends to be either the dark good guy or just the bad guy. One of the two. Every great Disney song, the bad guy.
I'm excited for this campaign. I'll definitely probably purchase it afterwards. I think you're getting proposed to for a game.
I see.
1 to 4 Eastern time.
Unfortunately, the times don't work because I run banker's hours most days. So
same here.
So unfortunately, the timing
But
doesn't work. I love the idea though.
Duncan, go ahead and go to my Discord. It should pop up here shortly if it works. It's not working. Why is it not working?
No, banker's hours.
Dang it. Why is my Discord not working? We'll just do it this way. This will work. There you go. Do my Discord. There's lots of people looking for games in that Discord. So, you might find somebody. Uh, 2 days a week, that's an aggressive table. Yeah, it is kind of aggressive. Or do you do 2 different games both times a week? I should get rid of that. Sometimes it's like I have 1 game this time and 1 game this time, and we're looking for players for both. But that being said, this looks super interesting. It kind of looks like a Destiny type feel. Did you ever play Destiny? Kind of looks like a Destiny type feel. I kind of like it. It looks intriguing. All right, so you have multiple games going on at the same time. He's in my Discord, so if you join our Discord, you can definitely get in touch that way.
Yep.
That being said, another one was Shadow Dark Menagerie is a group, a bunch of Shadow Dark adventures. Ads trying to say you're interested. If you can match his time zones, times that he has available, which is very little, I'm sure Mike is probably interested. Is that the case, Mike?
Yeah, I'm interested. It's just the times will be challenging. The no, why did I So good news, bad news. Wes, don't get upset. Uh, I'll have some time come May because that's when I'm retired. So I'll have probably 30-ish days where I could try and jump into something, but a very limited window. That's what I mean.
There are so many great Kickstarters.
Yeah. Yes.
And this one is just on top of it. It's 3 Shadow Dark Adventures from Marginary Press and Falcon Fantasy for Fantasy. If you like Shadow Dark, this is totally the way to go. Like, I want to play in a Shadow Dark, Wes. When are you going to do a one-shot so I can do a Shadow Dark?
No.
So, that one's interesting. I don't know if we covered this already, but it only has 36 days left. This is a heroic role-playing game. Think of it's very old school in the fact that it uses like A, B, C, D columns. And like it uses a D100 system, like the old. I haven't checked. He has a book coming up.
Oh yeah, Delve. I forgot about that.
What's it called?
I mean, Delve. How to survive a dungeon. Yeah, there you go. Something.
Now I have to take a look at it. Delve, Bob, World Builder.
I don't know. Was it active, Jake?
There it is. It's not active yet. That's why I haven't talked about it. I mainly do active stuff, but I just get notified for it. How to build and survive deadly dungeons. 200 plus pages of dungeons, monsters, traps, magical items, and more. And it's for the Shadow Dark and 5e system.
Yeah, he's doing it on both. Yeah.
I'm very interested in that. So we'll definitely take a look at that when it comes closer to the scenario.
Woohoo!
Thank you for following, Duncan. Appreciate it. So this heroic campaigns. So basically, it's old DC rules, sort of. Did you ever play the old DC RPG? It's really fun. Again, old school system. You have to look up tables. Just saying, DM Tales. Just saying, Wes. Lots of rules. Lots of mechanics. But it's that old school type superhero type system. It looks really fun. Makes me not want to do my superhero game, which I probably will still do it, but makes me not want to do it. Because if there's a good system out there, why bother putting something else out? It's my thought process. The whole reason why I'm doing urban fantasy in my system, the Ironbound system, is because I don't think there's a good urban fantasy game. And people are going to disagree with me and post a whole bunch of urban fantasy save stuff. This is essentially the same thing, DM Tales. And the DC game worked the same way. A very similar way. Last but not least that we have Tales of Excelsia. Did I say that right, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It looks.
I'm sure if not, Wes will let us know. It's close enough.
So it's basically a 5e compatible adventure. It's got 69 days, 7 days left. It's 69 backers. It's do they say Shadow Dark 2? No, just 5e, right? I feel like there was something else, like it was 2 different systems. But I'm only seeing 5e. Excelsia. Did I say it right that time, Wes? I'm never going to get that word. Never.
As soon as I saw it, Wes, I poked him. I was like, "Yeah, you got to talk about this one too."
Yeah, he totally pokes me on that. So it's a 5e compatible adventure. Pretty standard. You get your basic $10. You get the adventure. $20. You get the adventure and a novella. $45. You get the books. 85 bundle. You get a bundle with a map and dice. All in bundle. You get a stuffy and a whole bunch of other things. Excelsia. Now I think you're just picking on my speech impediment now, Wes. But yeah, so that's what we have for you this week. I'm more than happy to talk about OSR again. Because I definitely disagree with Wes on what qualifies as an OSR and what doesn't. Because I can't even say that word. I I don't know why you guys think saying another word that's exactly the way it's supposed to sound is going to help me say it. You didn't pick the topic. I picked the topic. I knew it was one place where me and you and I disagreed on the way gaming's worked. I could be wrong. Sure. I know there's plenty of people that are on my side, though, Wes. What we have coming up. Hey, Dan, welcome. If you guys don't follow Dan on Avenue Studios on YouTube, go take a look at them, or Rumble. They do both. Avenue Studios, if you look them up, you can find them. Welcome. About to watch Dune 2. Welcome. I have just recently acquired Dune 2 Part 2, so I'm looking forward to watching that too myself. I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow. Glad to pop in for Wes fighting with Dave about through the chat. Yes, we have been slightly fighting. Very slightly fighting. We definitely disagree on what qualifies for an OSR. That's for sure. But yeah, so what we have coming up, I have the 2 new players starting Friday. All in good fun. Yeah, Wes and I are very good friends. Well, DM Tails and I, we've both been struggling. We're good. And I'm glad to finally have met you guys, because I feel like I've kind of fallen into your group pretty seamlessly. I think we have very similar ideals as far as streaming and games are concerned. No, Dave is not wrong. Dave has an opinion that disagrees with Wes. And probably after the stream, Dave is going to look up a whole bunch of reasons why he's right and send it to Wes. But I won't say that he's doing that. But but yeah, so so what we have coming up on the channel, we have Friday. We have introduced 2 new characters into the Friday game. Next Wednesday, we should have Call of Cthulhu. It's been a couple weeks because we've had some player issues, but we're definitely going to get that solved, because I want to try to find a couple players for the Call of Cthulhu Wednesday game. So if anybody's available, let me know. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. And I'm looking at bringing back world building Wednesdays on the opposite days of the Call of Cthulhu games. Because I have to start building a world of superhero animals, but I have yet to really work on it besides the couple streams that we've done. That being said, Grimwood City is very close to getting ready to be shipped for the editor. I just have to write a religious chapter, which is always really tough for me, because being an atheist, I just make all religion evil, and that's not really the case. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. Even my good religions slightly sound evil when I write them out. I don't know why.
Because good things, even taken to the extreme, are bad.
Exactly. So once I have that written, I'll gotta find a couple images for that chapter, And then once I have that done, it should go to the editor. I'm hoping by end of week. Knock on wood. Ecclesiacon. Did I say it right? Of course, we have a delay, so I have to wait for him to respond. Have we solidified a day for Ecclesiacon 2025? Are you, or is that too early yet, Wes? Because I had a lot of fun. I would definitely want to come next year. Ecclesiacon. So I said it correctly that time. So it's like I'm sneezing. Okay, I got it. What else do I have coming up on the channel, Mike? I know you don't know, but I'm... One of the 2 weeks, so we haven't defined a time. I definitely think... Oh, I'm definitely coming next year. Yeah, you ought to get an Ecclesiacon as a reward / challenge for the channel.
Yeah, your little noises.
Oh. Ecclesiacon. We should... It was really fun, though. Wes did a really good job at hosting it. It was... I know you were exhausted after that weekend, but you did a really good job, Wes. But saying it wrong, I don't think I can say it wrong now because I've been picked on so much. Now I know how to say it. I'm probably not.
As long as you say it the same way you just did through the sneeze, I think it would be perfect. Because then you get it right. You'd have a play on words with everything, or a play on sound with it. It'd be good.
Let's see. Yeah. So I mean, the major thing is we have the BackerKit, guys. Sign up your email, and try to let me know you're interested, because right now I do not have enough people to print the book. I do not have enough people. Like, I want to print the book, but it's ready. Besides the religious text, and honestly, it could probably do without that. So it's kind of ready. But I can't do a Kickstarter right now because I just don't have the interest. So I have a contact with Gamers on Gamers, Gamers for Gamers. I'm going to reach out to him. Avenue Studios is being gracious, and they're going to run my system. So I'm looking forward to that. But we'll get the interest. I just got to keep bugging people to do it. I have some other interests around with people who want to run it. So we'll get Grimwood City up and running eventually. It just might take a little bit longer than I was thinking. That being said, I hope you all have wonderful games going on for the rest of the week. I think right now we're going to go ahead and raid out to someone else. No, not that. I don't want... Yes, that. Diana Rose is doing something. Let's raid out to her, because I haven't raided out to her, and she is somebody I follow on TikTok, and I really like her. So, she's doing TTRPGs, so she might not respond, but it's worth raiding out to her. So let's go ahead and raid out to her and say hi to her. Thank you guys for showing up, and let's go ahead and get this done. Bye, all. Hold on, give me 1 sec, Mike. I'll finish up.
Yeah, no worries. On the brink of Ohio.